At 28 years old, Fyodor Dostoevsky stood in front of a firing squad in a public square in St. Petersburg. It was December, he was dressed in a white execution robe, and a priest had just read him his last rites. The first group of 3 prisoners was tied to posts, and the rifles came up, and then a messenger arrives with a reprieve. The whole thing was staged. It was the Tsar's idea of a lesson. One of the men beside Dostoevsky lost his mind on the spot and never recovered. Dostoevsky himself was sentenced to 4 years of hard labor in a Siberian prison camp, followed by compulsory military service. He came out of this a completely different writer, and everything he wrote after that moment, the guilt, the suffering, the psychology, the questions about God, came from standing in front of those rifles and not dying. That is who we are talking about today. Welcome to Hot Literati. I'm Halo. Hot Literati is a collective of hot, cool, well-read people, and this is the first iteration of the Icon series. I thought it would be fun to mix up the episodes a bit, so we will be doing some deep dives on iconic writers throughout history. I'm hoping that this series will help people not be intimidated by classic literature and some of my favorite writers. So today we are doing this with Dostoevsky, who I love. By the end of this episode, you will know who he actually was, how he thinks, and where to start. There will not be spoilers. And if you want to go deeper, we have a course, a Fyodor Dostoevsky course on hotliterati.com that is really lovely and has like reflections and field assignments, and it's so fun. You can do it with friends, you can do it alone. And as per usual, I want to shout out a member of our community. Today, I am shouting out Jen, who is committing to Pillar 4 of Hot Literati, which is building real-world community. And we are doing this as a brand as well by starting chapters in different places all around the world. So if you're interested in getting involved, you can join us at hotliterati.com. Now, back to Dostoevsky. So Dostoevsky was born in 1821 in Moscow. He was the second of 7 children. His father was a military doctor, and they actually lived in a wing of the hospital where his father worked. So he was surrounded by like suffering, he was surrounded by sickness, and this is the texture of his childhood, so it naturally ends up influencing the texture of his work as well. His father was murdered when he was 18. He was killed by his own serfs on his estate, and this was like never fully proven, but the event and this idea of patricide is something that haunts him throughout his life, and again shows up in a lot of his writing. So he spent 4 years in the Siberian prison camp, and he came out deeply committed to Russian Orthodox Christianity, and he was convinced that suffering isn't something you should avoid, but it's like a part of life and you should transform it into something else. He had epilepsy, which worsened in the camp, and he writes about this a lot in some of his books, like the texture of his seizures, how he would feel like before them, and he gave epilepsy to one of his like most iconic characters. He actually also had a gambling addiction, and he like repeatedly destroyed his finances, but his second wife, Anna, his stenographer, who was also 25 years younger than him, talk about an age gap, she saved his life, and she managed his money, she made sure that he was like writing, she handled his creditors, she stopped him from like burning one of his manuscripts once. So ride or die right there. Okay, so now we are going to get into what it feels like to read him. I read my first Dostoevsky book when I was 20 years old, and I read Crime and Punishment over I think like a school break, and it completely changed like my experience of reading literature, and I'm like so obsessed with him now. He's one of my favorite writers. So I love reading his work, and I'm always like recommending him to everybody. So let's talk about what it's like to read his work, because I think it will hopefully entice you to really dive in. He is a very like speedy writer, actually. He writes like sentences and scenes that feel like they move quite quickly. And he's really good at orchestrating these like situations and disasters within his plots and the communities that they're centered around that like really pile up. And when you're reading his work, because it's like a lot of like names, and maybe you've never read something like it before, there is a temptation to maybe like slow down, but you should not, in my opinion, do that. You should read at the pace that he sets. Like, you should let it accumulate and let the momentum build and read him quite quickly. The second thing you should know is his relationship with dialogue. His characters talk the way that people talk when they are falling apart. His characters contradict themselves mid-sentence. They say like cruel things and then immediately apologize. They maybe make a brilliant argument and then contradict themselves like later on the page. And the first time you read like a long Dostoevsky dialogue scene, you might think that it's like really chaotic and strange, but he uses dialogue to create these brilliant, like very psychologically accurate people, because people are inherently irrational and contradict themselves in many ways. So the third thing that catches a lot of people off guard is that he's actually very, very funny. This gets lost in his reputation because there's like a severity that a lot of people associate with him, but there are scenes in his books that are actually hilarious. Like, I will often laugh out loud when I'm reading a Dostoevsky book. The humor a lot of the time is like dry and dark and situational and maybe appears in the middle of like a really devastating scene, but he puts it there on purpose and it makes his work like really delightful and have variation to read. And the fourth thing, which is sort of the hardest, is that he, unlike a lot of other writers, will not tell you how to feel. He will create these like emotional situations or a situation in which something like really terrible happens, but the prose doesn't necessarily become more emotional and like sentimental. A lot of the time it can become like quieter, because in his writing, he almost like trusts the events to carry their own weight. But you could also read this as him giving like faith to the reader to interpret something on their own terms. Unlike someone like Nabokov, right, who's very like hands-on in crafting the emotion and the feeling within a scene. And lastly, the arguments in his books, they are like very real. He's not trying to create like an atmosphere. He's not window dressing. He creates these really like nihilistic characters and he makes cases for the beliefs that they're arguing for. And he always creates the strongest possible version of an idea that he's maybe even afraid of himself, and he like lets them speak. Like, he will argue something that maybe he as a writer doesn't even necessarily agree with, given his biography, which I personally find like very impressive, and I think it shows like a curiosity about the themes that he's writing about and all these different perspectives and like types of people that a lot of the time are like very different from him. So now let's talk about the first place you should start. A really good book to start with for him is Notes from Underground. It's only like 130 pages and you can get through it quite quickly, and it is a good way to like wade into his style of writing without taking on something that's like massive and has a ton of characters like the Brothers Karamazov. And that's all for today. I hope you guys are like really intrigued about Dostoevsky now and want to dive in more. And if you go to hotliterati.com under courses, you can see the icons, and there's like a really lovely Fyodor Dostoevsky one, there's like a Virginia Woolf one, and if you want to join our community, participate in our book club, and become a Hot Literati, you can join on our website as well. Bye guys, happy reading!